at the end of our last meeting, we each had some work that we needed to gather. Ashley, you had Ameswood, what could you find?
I found the data from the homeroom teachers as well as the present above average and below average target and the average scores for the general student population.
Okay, and Miss Carla, you were looking for, feedback information, correct?
Yes, and I have the feedback survey information here.
Okay, and Miss Diane, you gathered some, goal templates for us, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Did you find a bunch of stuff?
I found several different good ones I think that we can check out.
Okay, then how about today, let's look at the templates and see what we want to kind of develop to see what we think could work in the classrooms.
Okay.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
So
Sounds like
let's-
a plan.
let's spread these out.
Okay. If you guys just wanna take a look at the
See what you
different
found.
ones, you wanna spread them around or just put them all out?
That
so we
sounds
can see
good.
them. I thought several were good.
Okay, this
See what you think.
back page,
I think that goes there,
okay?
right?
Got one more. Yep, all right. So from what I am seeing, right here, it looks like we have information on what of the different parts of a goal would be. So for example, it looks like we would have specific, and it's telling us here that we would need what is the goal, how often and where. We want it measurable, so we can give specific feedback,
Mhm.
okay? Attainable, so we wanna make sure they can achieve it, that they're not setting too far out of reach. Realistic, so we need a good time frame, and then, realistic, is your goal and time frame realistic, and then timely, is the time frame good and is it motivating?
Right.
Okay, so if we look at those spots, let's all look at something in front of us and see if each of them have those, and if we like what one way is written better than another. So
I like
let's,
this guideline sheet too.
okay, so that
Kinda
could be a
tells
good
you.
thing to hand out for teachers to even keep with them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. On this one here in front of me, they broke it down into steps. We have a step 1, a step 2, step 3, and 4. So the first one they said is just write down your goal in as few words as possible.
Mhm.
That's okay. What is yours?
That's kinda, I like this one for someone who has done this before, maybe. It is just very brief. So what specifically will be the objective
Okay,
and how are you gonna measure it?
okay,
If the kid, in a time frame and that, if it's achievable,
okay,
so you don't make it too hard, right?
okay.
And, so I like this one.
Do any of them have some sample with verbiage behind it that could help?
I have one, the one that I have has questions or different things to go with each. So for example, under the specific part, what do I want to accomplish? Specific reasons, purpose, or benefits for accomplishing the goal, who is involved, identify a location, and identify requirements and constraints. I think that this really lays it out for when it might be a new situation or for somebody who's never been through it. So I like the way this one is laid out as well.
Okay, so we like this one with questions, so Ms. Carla, hold on to that. And I like that this had the steps on this one to help break it out, step 1, step 2, so as a teacher, we can refer to what step they're looking at. This was a simple visual,
This one we haven't looked at, I think.
okay,
It's pretty in
it's
depth. I think.
longer, which could be
Mhm.
good for the older kids.
Right, gives you lots of space to write too,
Mhm.
so that's good.
So we need to say what exactly will you accomplish, how will you know, achievable. Okay, so let's just say on here, if we wanted to do a first step for the kids. We know on all of these is we need a specific goal. So let's just say we're gonna write goal, and then behind it, we could use some of the questions from Miss Carla's.
Mm-hmm.
So she has the what, why, who, where, and which, so we could put what, I like the what do we need to accomplish, cause we already know it's gonna be the students who are involved, and we know it's with the aims of, so we don't need any of that. So let's do the what, I'll put a what question back here, so we know how to write it up. And then for the second one, how are we going to measure it? I would think we'd use our
Ameswood.
goals, don't you agree?
Mhm. Yeah.
So if the target, say, was 120, but the student, we know from the baseline data is at a 92, we could help them write a goal that would get them maybe to 100 in 3 weeks. So we could put a sample, measurable here for the students, but we'd have to walk through as the teachers, what is attainable and achievable with them. So I'm
Right.
good there? Okay.
Yep.
So then, the third step, I think we need to come up with our time frame. Agreed?
Mhm.
Okay, and I think each one's gonna be a little different for the students where they're at, but let's take what we have and we'll go back, and Ms. Diane, do you wanna write up a sample template with what we've talked about and kinda see what's that? All right,
I'll do
sounds
it.
like a plan.
Thank you.